Part 1 of 8. Welcome. Today, we return to the mysteries surrounding the majestic Giza complex and the ageless Sphinx, ancient monuments that conceal not only history, but also secrets. Why, more than 7,000 years ago, are there traces of water erosion on the body of this stone giant, contradicting the accepted theory of its age? What hidden layers and contradictions lie behind the official dating? And what do archaeological and geological data keep silent about? And most importantly, who is behind the chain of prohibitions that conceal the true scale of these mysteries? It is no coincidence that scientists like John Anthony West and Robert Schoch point to signs indicating the existence of an ancient civilization that predates our current understanding of time by thousands of years. Western researchers, pushed into the shadows, discover underground systems and mysterious tunnels beneath the Sphinx, which official science prefers to keep silent about. The stakes are incredibly high, not only in studying the origins of some of the world's most famous monuments, but also in revealing hidden sources of our roots, which could overturn everything we knew about antiquity, time, and mankind. In this investigation, we will compile all the fragmented facts and viewpoints to show who and why are afraid to provide answers. Are you ready to hear what is carefully hidden beneath layers of myths and legends? Then, let's begin. In the shadow of silent stone giants, in the extraordinary silent garrison of Giza, lies a story that conceals not only centuries, but a whole layer of mysteries far beyond conventional understanding. This immense architectural complex is not just a monument of the ancient Egyptians, nor merely a symbol of power and religious beliefs. It is a living witness to eras that history presents as long gone. And within this testament are the strata of water time, cosmic winds, and human legend, intertwined in the most unexpected tangle of secrets. Why, then, does the official version, boldly declared at international archaeological conferences and in numerous textbooks, clash with the harsh reality of modern geological research? Why do the visible signs of natural processes contradict the dates of foundation and the creation of the Great Sphinx set by official historians? Isn't this the core contradiction that raises questions and doubts, lingering in the minds of scientists and truth seekers for over 2,000 years? Official history claims that the Sphinx was carved from limestone during the 4th dynasty, that is, during the reign of Khafre or Cheops, approximately in the early years of Egypt's ancient history. According to this version, the monument is a result of craftsmanship and religious traditions of a millennia-old era, associated with the majestic pyramids and endless temples. This approach has become canonical, fixed in textbooks and university courses. It was seemingly based on logic, technology, societal development, materials. Everything pointed to this hypothesis. But then, questions begin to arise. Upon closer inspection, geologists uncover elusive facts, traces of water erosion, and everything changes at that point. In the 70s, a period of new scientific discoveries and re-evaluation of old dogmas, researches start to emerge that radically alter perceptions. Their authors, such as John Anthony West and Robert Schoch, find deep grooves, pits, and indentations on the Sphinx's body that precisely match the marks left by prolonged water action, not by winds, sand, or even dry erosion, but specifically by water erosion, which leaves characteristic grooves on marble and limestone surfaces. That's what has left its mark. And what does this mean? It indicates that the creation and shaping of the monument occurred during a time when Earth's climate was significantly different from today. Specifically, during an era when the region was much wetter than it is now, with considerably more rain, rivers, and underground water than in subsequent centuries. All of this contradicts the classic notion that the Sphinx was entirely formed during the era of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs, over 5,000 years ago. Evidence supported by analyses shows that centuries of wind and dry climate could not have produced such deep grooves, narrow, deep pits, that perfectly match the patterns left by water erosion. Therefore, the monument, created for protecting tombs and serving the gods, is not merely a product of civilization that flourished in the 3rd millennium BCE, but is an object that has survived global cataclysms. Does this speak of its antiquity? Does it indicate an age much older than traditionally believed? Or perhaps about its creation during a time when the Giza region was covered by waters of ancient Great Lakes, or when a river flowed directly on the Earth's surface? These ideas provoke blatant skepticism among most archaeologists, since accepting them would mean dismantling familiar concepts of cultural history. What power then remains for those who wish to conceal the true origin and age of this memorial monument? And even deeper secrets emerge, linked to the predictions of well-known esotericists and ufologists. Among them is Edgar Cayce, a famous clairvoyant and pre-Egyptologist who in the 30s predicted that beneath the Sphinx are ancient underground halls containing knowledge of lost civilizations. He spoke of secret passages leading to temples and claimed that within the earth lies an ancient library with records extending far into the past, recording information about the earliest conceivable history of human civilization. These records are not mere speculation but evidence that the studium continually resists, as excavation beneath the Sphinx is unpopular and dangerous, not only because of complex geological conditions, but also due to strong prohibitions from authorities and scientific institutions. A wall of unassailable denial, like a fortress of stone blocks, is erected by the state, which hides something profoundly important. Unofficial reports suggest that exploring the underground labyrinths and secret corridors within Giza is nearly impossible without risk. Every expedition encounters bureaucracy, bans, and censorship. The only question that matters is, who is truly behind this resistance? Why do they so persistently, so harshly, and so uncompromisingly block efforts to uncover the true origin and age of the Sphinx? Why is it claimed, contrary to official statements, that the monument is older and has a more complex history? Perhaps there are forces hidden behind these obstacles, seeking to preserve a secret that could overturn all existing paradigms of our worldview. The question remains troubling. Whoever stands behind this opposition, authorities, the academic elite, or shadowy entities, it's clear that the conflicts are far larger than they seem at first glance. This story is not merely an archaeological mystery, but one of the most crucial episodes in the struggle for knowledge about our past. Knowledge that someone has intentionally kept buried in underground depths. The more we learn about these hidden barriers, the clearer it becomes. The true history of humanity lies deeper and is more complex than surface appearances suggest. One key aspect of this mystery is not only the origin of the Sphinx itself, but also its connection to a more ancient, previously unknown civilization. Underground labyrinths, legends of ancient knowledge, restrictions on research, all are evidence that mankind has yet to fully uncover its history. And according to numerous hints and indirect proofs, perhaps the answer to the fundamental question, who we are and where we come from, resides within these ancient halls. Discovering this secret could overturn not only our views on time, civilizations, and history, but also on the very meaning of existence itself. Thus, myths, legends, and facts remain shrouded in darkness, intertwined into a web of mysteries regarding water epochs, structures that have survived thousands of years, and civilizations that existed long before the pyramids. These hidden chapters of history await their moment when someone dares to shed light into the deepest underground chambers. The more we learn about these concealed layers, the clearer it becomes. The true past of humanity is not just the dates written in textbooks, but a living, breathing, multi-layered legacy guarded for centuries. Unraveling this heritage requires more than just the search for historical facts. It involves uncovering the secrets of water epochs and navigating the labyrinths of time that connect us with those long, silent, and unintelligible. Perhaps there lie the keys to our destiny. In the depths of the earth, in the silence of monuments, and in the mysterious ancient waters still hidden beneath our feet. In the depths of the celestial age, secrets lie buried, secrets that extend into the very core of centuries past, concealed for ages. Secrets that could turn our understanding of history and our own origins upside down. These mysteries, like ancient shadows, hide in the dark corners of science and esotericism, and only a few manage to approach their revelation. Today, we delve into the investigation of mysterious discoveries that confirm the existence of underground vaults and technologies created by an extinct, advanced civilization. The truth brings to the forefront irrefutable facts, hidden archives, and blurred legends, woven into an otherworldly kaleidoscope, where each discovery challenges humanity's understanding of time, space, and power. The most compelling evidence comes from an analysis conducted by experienced geologists, whose research continues to spark debate and controversy. One of the leading experts in geology, Robert Schoch, dedicated years of his scientific career to studying mythical times and the destruction left behind by wind and water over the centuries. His findings provided convincing proof that the erosion indicating the age of the ancient Egyptian monument, the Sphinx, was caused by rains falling centuries before the era of Khafre. This meant that the monument, long considered a symbol of ancient Egyptian wisdom, is older than the historical narrative suggests, by at least 10,000 years. But if everything seems so obvious, if these facts point to the antiquity of Egyptian monuments by several millennia, then why does mainstream science continue to ignore these conclusions, dismissing them as natural cracks or mere coincidences? Why do archaeological agencies mostly remain inactive, seemingly afraid to uncover what could shake the foundations of their scientific system? Why, despite irrefutable evidence and their own analytical testimony, do they persist in turning a blind eye to these obvious facts? But this is only the first layer. Modern research increasingly shows that the Sphinx is merely the tip of the iceberg. In the 1990s, a team of scientists united under an international project led by geophysicist Thomas Debetsky employed cutting-edge technologies to search for hidden underground structures. Their equipment, a complex array of ground-penetrating radars, microgravity sensors, and magnetometers, detected anomalies in the Earth's structure directly beneath the Great Stone Monument. Correctly shaped rectangular cavities, astonishing in size, 9 by 12 meters, with perfectly smooth walls, were found there. At the time, somewhat inconveniently, these results were dismissed as natural fractures, and the investigation was closed. All evidence disappeared as if it had never existed. But what are these irregular fractures? Why are the precise, artificially created shapes found specifically beneath this segment of the Sphinx? Who could have concealed the true scale, since underground chambers were reportedly connected by tunnels leading to the mysterious pyramids of Khafre and Khufu? If these tunnels really exist, who built them and why? Most importantly, why does it seem that no one is eager to explore them? Part 5 of 8. Why do the findings, according to testimonies, indicate connections to an ancient technology that surpasses everything known to modern humanity? What was the nature of their power, and why was it buried beneath layers of sand and time? Official history denies all these facts. Government agencies, archaeological inspections, and historical departments increasingly assert that further research is either untimely or even dangerous. As a result, anomalies discovered by scientists are dismissed as natural cracks, with no relation to any age, younger or older than the purported time. However, the evidence from archaeologists and historians, often sought for comments in the shadows, tell a different truth. There is a well-known story about inscribed plaques from inventory steles of the 19th century, mentioning pre-pharaonic underground complexes, labyrinths, and secret chambers hidden deep underground. Yet, these reports were dismissed as forgeries, their existence wiped out by the dust of time. The same people who transmitted these accounts insisted the mysterious underground structures exist and are visible to the naked eye. Miles-long tunnels, sealed chambers, ancient mechanisms. All of these emerge in memory as ghosts from an unknown past, carrying an inevitable secret. Over the years and decades, the efforts of scientists and seekers of hidden knowledge have not waned. Eventually, in the 1980s, a special team was formed, comprising researchers and individuals forced to work in secret to avoid provoking negative opposition. Their tools are modern technologies, available only to a select few: ground-penetrating radars, microgravity meters, and magnetometers, allowing deep exploration beneath the surface and detection of voids and colloidal structures hidden underground. And what have they uncovered? Evidence of extensive megalithic complexes embedded deep within the soil. A series of underground cities with their own architecture, their own technological structures. The samples found inside these chambers include minerals and metals that defy understanding of ancient technologies. Among them are crystals of extraordinary purity, capable of retaining and amplifying holographic images, retro archives, and even models resembling cosmic schematics. These discoveries cast doubt. Were their creators wiped out by forces beyond time? How much more advanced were they compared to humanity's current level of development? And for what purpose were they created? Was it a repository of knowledge, an army of technologies, or something greater? What exactly was this civilization that left these traces? And why do most of these evidences still remain a secret? Against this backdrop, a main and perhaps the sharpest question arises. Why is everything discovered by scientists and technology ignored by the authorities? Are these findings withheld from disclosure, not subjected to public debate, with most remaining classified as secret or completely disappearing from public view? Who stands behind this? Part 6 of 8. Why are the knowledge about the powers and technologies of ancient civilizations, which surpass our own, kept hidden from humanity? Who skillfully and systematically obstructs the disclosure of this long-standing truth? Is it a conspiracy or a calculated strategy of civilization to maintain power and control? And most importantly, who is behind this concealment? Are they still playing the ancient game where victory means erasing the memory of underground complexes and technologies capable of destroying all established beliefs? Why do these secrets remain in the shadows, deep within hidden archives and codes that almost no one dares to decode? But what if all of this is just part of a larger picture? What lies behind layers of secrecy and prohibitions? What if there is more beneath the rational explanations and official government statements? An unfathomable sea of ancient wisdom waiting for its moment to emerge and shake the foundations of the modern world? Perhaps the time is approaching, and these centuries-old secrets, stored in shadow, are gradually beginning to seep out. So, what will happen if humanity learns, really learns, that beneath our feet lies the science of the ancients, exceeding our understanding? What will become of history, religions, and our beliefs about who we are and where we come from? These questions trouble us. They pose a challenge for our current era, a challenge for those guarding ancient secrets, and simultaneously a hope for those who study these mysteries in depth. All of this is worth the effort to persevere, to continue digging through the centuries, because the truth about our ancient destiny is still hidden beneath layers of time. And perhaps it's waiting just for you. In the dark depths of Egypt, hidden for millions of years, or perhaps even longer, lies an unknown treasury, a repository of incredible knowledge, technologies, and secrets that humanity, for unknown reasons, preferred not to disturb for a long time. Over hundreds of years, through epochs of scientific discoveries and the digital revolution, The human mind expanded its horizons, but it consistently faced the question, what else is hidden beyond the visible? And now, in an age where the boundaries of possibility are being erased every day, courage has arisen, a challenge, a whisper of ancient secrets that have literally been waiting for their moment to resurface. The scale of this endeavor is unprecedented. It's not just about infiltrating underground labyrinths or studying ruins. It's about ambitions far deeper and more comprehensive for those who dare to undertake it. Their goal is to unveil the very nature of an ancient civilization that apparently was much more advanced than commonly believed. This is not merely an archaeological expedition or the maneuvers of scientific institutions. It's the beginning of a new era of exploration that could fundamentally change our perception of the world and our place in the universe. Modern operations to uncover the secrets of underground complexes are conducted not on an open front. Specialized groups, funded by anonymous sponsors, operate like shadows, hiding their identities, goals, and achievements. Their equipment consists of advanced ultrasonic drilling rigs, perfectly calibrated geophysical models, and hidden locations, accessible only to a few who can silently penetrate into the depths. Night becomes their ally, darkness, silence, only the faint crackle of machinery and distant wind noise, and they move, slowly, inexorably, approaching their goal. Not just easily, because this path to secrets is risky and dangerous. They utilize technologies that surpass modern military and scientific development. Microscopic engravings embedded in walls, resembling intricate microcircuits, like lapis lazuli patterns, frozen in stone for centuries. But that's not all. Channels have been discovered, carved as if with artificial runes, square, precise, perfect. They lead to halls filled with artifacts, models of multidimensional structures that seem to speak in a language of high technology, manipulating gravity, neutrinos, and space-time curvature. These are the evidences of divine intelligence, indicating that ancient civilizations possess knowledge beyond everything we can imagine. And now, an intrusion into the Holy of Holies. Inside these chambers, emanating cosmic cold and powerful invisible potential, lie storages containing not only countless samples, minerals, metals, crystals, but also holographic archives, preserving knowledge of humanity's origins and ancestors who arrived from distant galaxies. In these chambers, like the heart of the unexplored, are concentrated the answers to the most important questions: who we are, where we came from, and what path we should follow next. However, their discovery triggered an immediate response: panicked, strict, intimidating. Authorities, having learned about the channels and artifacts, activated automatic lock systems, experimental protection algorithms, and ordered an end to any further investigations. The consequences of this are not only bans and censorship. It marks the beginning of a new wave of hidden conflicts. Some advocate revealing the truth to the world. Others aim to protect the current status quo, preventing any revelations that could overturn everything humanity has become accustomed to over the centuries. Nevertheless, where some close doors, others, scientists, artists, humanitarian activists, launched a series of covert measures. Their goal is to prepare society for what lies behind the curtain of truth. They employ art, literature, and media to encode messages, priming minds for groundbreaking discoveries. While it may seem like an innocuous game, in reality, it is a legacy that slowly but surely awakens conscience and awareness. Gradually, society begins to realize that all this is part of a larger picture. This picture suggests that human perception of history is only the tip of the iceberg. It is sinking into the scale of the unknown. And thus, the key question arises: is modern humanity strong enough to manage this discovery? What are the potential consequences? Personal, social, spiritual? Can we, upon discovering that beyond the starry constellations lies knowledge that changes our entire understanding of ourselves, control this flow, or lose all grip on it. After all, every revelation is not only a step toward the truth, but also an opportunity to dismantle established structures, balance, even faith. And the most dangerous moment is not what we will discover, but how we will accept it. The conditions under which ancient secrets are revealed demand not only science and technology, but also a spiritual challenge, inner maturity, and readiness for change. But between us, within each of us, are hidden potentials, sleeping deeper than the deepest layers of DNA. Turning away from traditional teachings, we start to understand that truth is something more complex than dry facts or historical chronicles. It is embedded in our genetic code, in our energy, in our ability to perceive and become aware of the unknown. And the future is not just shaped by technological evolution or scientific discoveries. It is our inner, spiritual awakening that holds the key to the architecture of the future. The truth has already been uncovered. It lies beyond the visible, beneath our feet, inside each of us. It awaits the moment we dare to look into our own eyes and realize that we are part of the universe, part of this cosmic heritage. All that remains is to take a decisive step, disregard fears and prejudices, and ascend to the summit of our own enlightenment. Because only then, when we realize our true nature, will the restoration of our place in this wondrous and infinite universe begin.